On the screens, you can see say Kennedy Japan closes gap with Dr. Bawumia by 13% in latest polls 1 month to election. So this is actually something that I was say a wake up call to the Bawumia camp, because King Japan has long been regarded as the underdog of this whole upcoming January 2026 31st elections, and 31st January 2026 elections NPP for Bekwako yi omo Frank Tuni. Now me know kasi sisi ano latest poll say free Musa Dankwa ho eba HS things aren't looking good for Dr. Brian Echampon. Now yawa ko tie a voice bit because nipa odi poll so eba Musa Dankwa and Musa Dankwa Echimu, the reason why this particular thing is happening and what he believes can be done, because from the look of things, if Bawumia doesn't set up, if Bawumia doesn't set up, what we'll be learning, and I say in a month, exactly a month by now, the betting is in Japan and Kennedy accompany Japan. He has taken the lead in regards with this whole upcoming Flagbearer race, Flagbearership race at Airbasso. So yen share Nimkotie in Sama Musa Dankwa Edi Tuja Eba. We had all the graphs and all the percentage ebe Tuja. Because at the end of the day, what I was sharing, you need to know exactly where all of this whole thing is coming from. So whilst we are working on that particular graph, na your patches, you see the latest polls are Eba. HS King Japan is actually closing the gap. If King Japan is closing the gap, it will be Eddie Kandi Tujan. If King Japan is closing the gap, which means King Japan is likely to win the upcoming elections. So quickly, ni yakwa kuti in Sema Musa Dankwa Eddie Tuja Babaka. We will do the honors of looking into all the details in regards with this upcoming and also developing issue. To me personally, this is actually a panic for the Dr. Bawumia, the team.
So as I was trying to say earlier, anytime you polls, there are two things you look out for: the credibility of the data. The credibility of the data, that's one, and also the methodology. I've been following Musa Dankwa's poll on this election for a very long time, since we started. And even as of last month, Kennedy was at 18%. So if you think it's just a 10% margin, that 10% margin, Kennedy had an extra 13%, even like within the space of a month. So I don't think that is really the point. The point is, how well are the candidates doing? How well are the delegates responding to the campaigns of the candidate? Kennedy started at 17. Within a space of, he started at 17, he was at 17 for a while. Bawumia started at over 50. He's come down to around 40, around 45, 44, and he's plateaued. He's not had any significant increase since then. Kennedy has moved 13 points up within the space of a month. I think that is cause for worry for them. Obviously, I know if you are very, very well. I don't think it's something that they will admit, but I know this is causing a lot of panic in their team. I think at Team Kennedy, what we are doing is we are just focus on our messaging. It's very obvious our message is working.
Okay. So we share the whole screen. So now we are on the big man himself in the page. Musa Dankwa or no, and this our post we in a buyer upset the Bawumia fraction. So quickly, ye be bomodiani akwako share exactly what Musa Dankwa is saying. I'm very sorry, but then Musa Dankwa me say the post we are Sebiu the tweet we pull Twitter is giving us an old feed, no problem. And we machines any systems or ha ye beat media the juma. So we'll quickly be taking all of these particular things very soon, and whilst we are working to get the latest feed in regards with Musa Dankwa new pools at Abano. Whilst we are trying to get the latest pools of Musa Dankwa, the new year we release, not yet Chelsea. We can say on authority said there's panic within the NPP fraction because Kamia Kwese King Japan is moving fast, and I don't know who to blame. Say me blaming Adrasa for a na no nsem hoka say King Japan the oba obeye the amount for pe obeye the mind pe and amount for party say yes our message na Sarah Adrasa for edeba no it really did not help. So quickly the latest updates na ebano. So let us put this particular update on the screens, because our updates we and if at the end of the day King Japan can really take the mantle as the NPP flag bearer or not. Remember, so these are very big issues. Amount for be bread and airshare. So we have it. Let us just put this on the screens. Near saying to show the whole screens no so we if a musa dankwa the name be better to screens so but then first of all let's focus or say a model we introduced to better understand what's going on in the minds of NPP delegates as the neighbors effect model only made is the neighbors effect model only made matter worse with regards to the NPP race. Why are delegates not discussing their choices among their peers openly when the party is not in government? By the way, neighbors effect is a model that seeks to understand who the delegate thinks their fellow delegates might vote for regardless of their own preference. The result is rather shocking as all candidates underperform compared to the original race. 44% of the delegates believe their fellow delegates will vote for Bawumia compared to 45% he earned earlier, representing 2.2 underperformance. For Kenya Japan, only 28% believe their fellow delegates will vote for, nearly 10% lower, while Dr. Champon reduces to 2% compared to 3%, and also 33% to 26% of delegates are not sure who they will vote for or who their fellow delegates will vote for, and underscoring the notion of my matter day my head inside phenomena. The results points to a situation where all candidates might perform below expectation. Into your part, say this particular same Musa Dankwa or this post we or person who is going to win the elections or purchase some the new model biaba as a new model diaban the neighbors effects. Sa neighbors effect model na diaba no purchase say yin na NPP for yakwakoto aba, but then person me hu nipa obeto ama no nti mu so okay kojo beto ama asumisi we adwa beto ama asumisi we na me meto ama King Japan I'll know so okay Adra Bawumia Kujo Bawumia make in Japan, so I can compare, so at least can be bako as to Minyanum too. But then the thing is the neighbors effect, the people are not seeing who they will vote for. So King Japan supporters are not seeing our vote for King Japan. Bawumia supporters cry now no muka so me vote and the numbers not drop it. Into what kind of symbol was say delegates they are using a term say my matter day my head inside, which is very shocking. We don't know exactly who the candidates will be voting for. In terms of some yes, and I will show on the screen. So we say one more muso beto ama Bawumia no. I will believe he say down with for any fellow delegates beto ama Bawumia 44%. They won't believe he say King Japan amount for any fellow delegates. Be so Madam for beto ama Kenya there and 28%. Brian Champon Dr. Yawedu Chum ni Kwamne Japan there 0% na Brian Champon 2%. But then regardless one more almost say I don't know almost same issue mutrim 26%. Now the shocking thing is that 26% if a year Bawumia 7% and we win elections but if that 26% it didn't na King Japan and 28% one King Japan 28% automatically what it does is it records somewhere like 53% or so. And at the end of the day, which means that if King Japan is able to get all the undecided at the end of the day, we win election this is something that is very worrying at the end of the day, amount for parties say, hey, send and send quantity one track in Japan or beat my then if we as a flag bearer. Now, far from that to what I've been telling you all along is a modeler eba and then sema sisia eba and semna eba sisia air parties King Japan has gained more votes within this particular few 1 month about amount for be as a King Japan the message and the people are now saying say King Japan can lead the country because ye tie niema opeso yema Ghana how he wants to make Ghana and you believe say King Japan can lead the country. Ye the better screens to show the latest model King Japan have closed the gap. Now, if you're following this whole global info analytics, you realize that as at last month, King Japan was somewhere around between 18 to 20% or 24%. But now, King Japan is closing the gap. Baumia was enjoying a 50 plus 1% overall, 51% or so. And King Japan was lingering somewhere within the 20% margin and column. But in here, in regards to the latest post at Abano, what you see on the screens is that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has now dropped from the 50 plus 1% to 45%, whilst Kennedy Japan have moved from the comfortable 20% zone to upwards of 31%. So King Japan have gained more, but still no teaming catching up toe to toe with Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And a Brian Champon, and also about 5%, also drop it about 3%. And Dr. Yao Adichum and Kwame Japan Omunina was 0%. But one of the things I want you to note here is the undecided. Undecided 9% here and undisclosed if anything 11%. It's undecided and undisclosed. It didn't boom 20%. It is 20% in Nama King Japan. King Japan ebenya if anything 51%, which means King Japan will be the next flag bearer of the new patriotic party if the undisclosed and the undecided ekoka King Japan dear. Meanwhile, if it's undisclosed just 6%. I'm talking about the undisclosed and undecided, which is 11 plus 9 to give you 20%. If just 6% of them, so Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, what will happen is that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia will be free at 51% automatically winning elections, even if in Japan 40% or so, and 45 or 48%. What happens here is that Baumia, undecided and undisclosed, 6%, he has won the flag bearer race. Now, one of the things I also want you to clearly look at is what is on the screens. In Musa Dankwa post said, new poll shows Kenya Japan gains significantly, but Dr. Baumia hold his nerves as he inches closer to 50%. So here, clearly you could see, the camp of Baumia, they know, okay, things aren't really going on well because currently, the star candidate here. So he stands to lose a lot. And recently, Ocean and saying in summer addressa for ebe kan na I can tell you on authority say addressa for some kan a kahun and amasisi and say you Baumia lose vote because say utimi beka se King Japan or is so strict to the extent say oba on fan the busi ni bia nse abaimu a and yes, turn Magana for, and that is exactly what is really happening. At the end of the day, Mitmaka say, an analyst on Mitmaka say in Sema a year in Yaba Sarah addressa for Kanya, Nana dream on your campaign. Ama eye Baumiano. Ultimately, she was just doing what Bruni Becca said, a reverse psychology. Nessa or campaign ye pa ama eye Kennedy a compare ku ejapo. So that is exactly what is really going on. You can bring in your comments, be ready ama in regards to this particular update and also all the other things ya can on this particular platform. Let me read this particular comment. We feel Joshua Y9Y or say hi to Joshua and we feel Diallo Po Bahim or say I believe your campaign should be ECOWAS to do better what AES is doing. So no believe it say in some can say ECOWAS Sebu AES by ECOWAS they feel threatened. Or say ECOWAS should rather set up and stop trying to challenge AES. And we feel Katanga one or say imperialist forces. ECOWAS and all adversarial forces so our wise and upright AES kings, their valiant warriors and their resilient people alone leave the peaceable ones alone. Into no air party say regardless of AES or focus on AES no munja or mo pe asumdri. So that is the comment.